So life insurance. Life insurance I call the backup quarterback. Life insurance is something that we hopefully never use on our bench, but unfortunately I've seen it where people has made a difference in someone's life of receiving a death benefit and not receiving the death benefit, because it can change your whole lifestyle of someone passing away. Life insurance is what I call the backup quarterback. It's just as on a team. You got to think of yourself as the franchise quarterback. You are the franchise quarterback of your team. And if God forbid something happened to you, how would your family be able to handle paying the monthly expenses, the mortgage payment, saving for your kids' college education or their future? Life insurance is essential. It is the backup franchise quarterback. Think about all the quarterbacks in football today, the great quarterbacks. If something was to happen to them, almost irreplaceable. That's why life insurance is never replaceable for a franchise quarterback, but it comes pretty close. The idea is we want to replace your income with life insurance. So what is life insurance designed to do? Life insurance is designed to replace your income. It can help pay off debts. It can pay for liquidity, because maybe you might have back taxes or something and you have no liquidity and you pass away. Your family then can start paying off your taxes if they needed to. So life insurance is essential to be able to have your family and the team move on. It's hard enough when someone passes away, but it's even harder when then you have a financial burden. So think of life insurance as your backup quarterback. Life insurance, I know it's confusing, but it can be broken down in really a 3-step drop pass for the quarterback. It's that simple. Let's make this simple. So first, understand why you need life insurance. Why do you need life insurance? I might need life insurance because I want to protect my children, to pay off the mortgage. I might have debts outstanding. Maybe for business reasons. Maybe you're in business with somebody and they need life insurance in case something happens to you. Maybe for your spouse who takes care of the children. You need to replace her income. So understand, why do I need life insurance? That is what you have to ask yourself. Why do I need it? Now, if no one relies on you for anything and you're some single person, no one relies on you with no children, you might not even need life insurance. So ask yourself, why do I need life insurance? So the second step is we got to figure out how much life insurance do we need. And generally speaking, I always say to get about 10 to 20 times that. So for example, if you earned $50,000 a year, we would look at trying to get it between $500,000 and $1 million of insurance. So let's say you did 20 times that. So you would have $1 million policy. So God forbid you passed away, your beneficiary, your spouse, would receive $1 million. And they have a lot of options they can do with that money. They can generate enough income to pay their monthly expenses. They can pay off the house, save for the kids' college education. You have a nice cushion there for your beneficiaries. So that is why I always recommend at least 10 to 20 times your monthly income. The third one is, what type of life insurance should I buy? And there's basically 2 types of life insurance. You have term insurance and you have a permanent insurance. Now, term insurance basically is renting a policy, and you can rent a policy for so many years. You can rent a policy for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. So basically what you're doing is you're paying a premium and you're renting the insurance for a period of time. Think of it this way. It's sort of signing a player to a short-term deal. You're signing a player for a 1 to 2 year deal. That player's not going to be here for a long period of time. We just need that player there for a year or two. So it's kind of like the short-term deal. And that's what really term insurance is. It has a certain term and then it ends. And it's very cheap. Term insurance is one of the cheapest types of insurances out there. You want it for a certain period of time. So for example, let's say you have a child, a newborn child, and you want to protect your child. So what you do is you might take out a 20-year term policy, which would last for the next 20 years. So what you're saying to yourself is, look, I want to protect my child to age 20. And after age 20, I probably don't need the insurance. So basically, term insurance is we want it for a certain period of time, and then after that time, we don't need it anymore. We don't really need it anymore. And that's why it's so cheap, term insurance. Sort of like maybe you're in a business. You run a business. You're a business partner with somebody. And you want to make sure in case your business partner passes away or you pass away, that there is insurance to replace you. And you might want that for the next 10 or 15 years. So a lot of times for businesses, companies will buy what's called a buy-sell agreement for term insurance. So term insurance is something that you have for a certain period of time. That's it. You want to make sure, and usually most of the time we do it for our children or business. We want to make sure we have it for, it's only for a certain period of time, and after that time, then we don't have it anymore. So that is one type of insurance. The other type of insurance is permanent insurance. You might have heard of these types of names, whole life or universal life or variable universal life. There's so many out there. But basically, permanent insurance is designed to last the rest of your life. So it's basically to last as long as you do. That's basically what it's supposed to do. Permanent insurance is much more expensive. You're looking at probably paying, you could be paying 5 to 8 times more than a term policy, but it's designed to keep you there for the long term. It's sort of like signing the player to a long-term contract. You ever see these 10-year contracts for $300 million? We're saying is, we want that player for the rest of their career. And permanent insurance is basically saying, I want this insurance for the rest of my career, rest of my life, and one day for it to pay off. When will we buy permanent insurance? Sometimes we buy permanent insurance because we could have an estate tax issue, where when we pass away, we could have what's called an estate tax, where we have to pay some taxes. Or maybe we have a child maybe with a special needs, where this person always is going to need some type of an income for the rest of their life, and we want to make sure that that insurance is there for them. And I usually tell people, if you're going to buy permanent insurance, that you're buying permanent insurance because you have a need that's going to last the rest of your life, such as for a child, for maybe taxes, estate taxes. So that's what permanent insurance is designed for. It's for a need that you need for the rest of your life. And you might say to yourself, like, here's one example, and I'll tell you personally, me, why I own a permanent insurance. When I was younger, I had term insurance. And when that expired, then I bought a permanent policy. And my philosophy is this, very simple. I bought a permanent policy because I'm leaving so much money to my kids, which they don't know about yet, is I want to make sure that when I pass away, that my kids will have something. Because the rest of the money I'm taking, I'm going to retire and I'm spending the rest of my money. I'm going to enjoy myself. So I kind of like have the best of both worlds. I know how much, there's so much I want to leave them one day, but then at the same time, I want to make sure I enjoy myself. That's another reason for permanent insurance.